For me, there's a simple rule in politics. Never, ever be surprised by what happens in politics.
The face of truth is open. The eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap. The soul of truth is flaming. The heart of truth is warm. The mind of truth is clear and firm through rain and storm. Facts are only its shadow. Truth stands above all sin. Great be the battle of life. Truth in the end shall win. The image of truth is the cross. Wisdom's message is its rod. The sign of truth is Christ, and the soul of truth is God. Life of truth is eternal. Immortal is its past. Power of truth shall endure. Truth shall hold to the last.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad. It's a depression. Everybody's out of work or scared of losing their job. The dollar buys a nickel's worth. Banks are going bust. Shopkeepers keep a gun under the counter. Punks are running wild in the street, and there's nobody anywhere who seems to know what to do, and there's no end to it. We know the air is unfit to breathe, and our food is unfit to eat. We sit watching our TVs while some local newscaster tells us that today we had 15 homicides and 63 violent crimes, as if that's the way it's supposed to be. We know things are bad, worse than bad. They're crazy. It's like everything everywhere is going crazy, so we don't go out anymore. We sit in the house, and slowly the world we're living in is getting smaller, and all we say is, please, at least leave us alone in our living room. Let me have my toaster and my TV and my steel-belted radios, and I won't say anything. Just leave us alone. Well, I'm not going to leave you alone. I want you to get mad. I don't want you to protest. I don't want you to riot. I don't want you to write to your congressman because I wouldn't know what to tell you to write. I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crying in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Welcome to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. NewsSpin is on Power 97.9 FM. The broadcast is also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as Power 97.9 FM and YouTube. Don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and click the notification bell. We'll be together until 2 o'clock this afternoon, and in just a moment, I'll be taking your calls at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. And Amanda will be going through some of your comments and providing us with some updates. Hope you had yourself a great weekend and you're all set for yet another challenging week wherever you are, either watching or listening to this broadcast. You might be listening to via TuneIn. So hello, one and all. During this segment, we pay tribute to a well-known St. Lucian broadcaster who has left us, and surprisingly at that. And so no doubt it would have come to a shock to many people when they woke up on Saturday to find out that Tony Paul of Rev Up St. Lucia had passed away after sudden illness. He died at the OKEU hospital while he was receiving medical treatment. Imagine, I met Tony Paul like 100 years ago. I was not 20 years old at the time. I was about 17 years old and wanted to be a broadcaster. And at that time, Tony Paul had just returned to St. Lucia, having worked in at least 2 radio stations overseas, thing in St. Croix, as well as in Antigua, at the well-known ZDK, well known to many people who have been following radio for a while, and particularly if you're living in the Leeward Islands. But there's a station that was an AM, and growing up, wanting to be a radio announcer, you'll listen to all those stations in the Leeward Islands. Likewise, you listen to Radio Antilles, stations in Barbados, Trinidad, elsewhere. But I met Tony when I was 17 years old. Went to his home at Leclerc. Went there along with another friend who is from the same area, Hospital Road, and both of us wanted to be radio announcers at the time. But he knew Andre Paul and Tony Paul a long time before me. And when I met Tony, it's as if he had known me for a while. And what really means a lot to me in terms of how he treated me is that I wasn't on radio, I wasn't on television, I wasn't well known. All I had was an interest in this profession. And he welcomed me. We spoke as if he knew me for a very long time. And as luck would have it, about 3 years after meeting him, I got the job at Radio St. Lucia, where I worked with him. Briefly, he as a radio announcer, and later still at Radio St. Lucia, this time as a salesman. But there's a story to this. Because one particular year, I won't say the year, one particular year and a particular Friday, Tony Paul made his debut on RSL. And as usual, quite spirited, quite energetic. And if you knew Radio St. Lucia during that particular period, you know that RSL sounded very boring and archaic. But Tony Paul, on that Friday afternoon, transformed the radio station. And just coming from the Virgin Islands, he had his strong American accent. And when he would give the time, he would say, clock, instead of clock. So he'd say 3 minutes after 3 o'clock, and after 4 o'clock, and after 5 o'clock. And that angered the then chairman of the board of directors of Radio St. Lucia, now deceased, Mr. Fitzgerald Louisi. So he started his career on a Friday, and it ended right there at that time. And I assumed my career, commenced my career on the Monday. I was very impressed with his performance on the air that Friday afternoon, and I was stunned. I was shocked. When I went to work that Monday, the news around Radio St. Lucia, in the studio and elsewhere, was that Tony Paul had been taken off the air. He had been taken off the air because he sounded too American. And the chairman was very critical of him because of him saying clock instead of clock. And I could tell you, that was a very sad moment for Tony Paul because he knew he had a lot to offer at the time. He knew, and maybe a lot of us did not know, he was basically ahead of what passed for radio in the local market in terms of the energy, in terms of the style on the airwaves, in terms of connecting with the audience, in terms of playing modern music, the latest tracks and so on. So he was a salesman at RSL for a few months when I'm sure that he really knew that his place was behind the microphone in the studio. This went on for a few years until he worked at other radio stations, because at the time that this happened to Tony, you only had 2 radio stations in St. Lucia. It was Radio St. Lucia and Radio Caribbean International. And talking about Radio Caribbean International, he also shared an experience with many of us. He apparently got a break at RCI, Radio Caribbean International. I think it was very much short-lived. And he was scheduled to be on the air at 5 in the afternoon. And he was so nervous that when he opened the port for the microphone, he said, "It's 5 noon." And he said, "Did I say 5 noon? I meant 5 in the afternoon." And I think that was the end of his career at Radio Caribbean International. But he went on to work at several radio stations, including this one, Power 97.9, when the station came on the air a few years ago. And as luck would have it, the guy was taken off Radio St. Lucia because he had an accent. Later went on to open a radio station with his brother and also his nephew. The station is still in its infancy, but you get the impression that they're showing a lot of promise and they are growing. I am sure that you will join me in extending condolences to his fans, to his family, to his partner, Michelle Callender, and also to his brother and business partner, Andrew Paul. I was shocked that Andre had the courage, he had the strength to be on the air this morning, because when I listened to the radio station, I did not expect him to be on, but he was on for an extended period and also joined many people, including Tony's friends, to pay tribute to him. Tony had two sides. One, very formal side, very professional, very serious individual, particularly when it came to his work. And he had a social side as well. And I'll show you the social side in just a moment. But Tony went on, even after his ordeal at Radio St. Lucia, as I said earlier on, to work with Hot FM. He worked with Helen FM, and he worked with Hits Radio. And he made an about turn and ended up being the morning man at Radio St. Lucia over several years. This is to the extent that when the radio station was closed down, when it shuttered, when it went off the air on the 31st of July, 2017, the last voice you heard was that of Tony Paul. Let's listen.
The boys of Duran Duran, the Reflex on RSL 97. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the day. A great, great life, all right? My name is Tony Paul. Take care, man. I said I was going to leave you with a double from Duran Duran. No, I changed my mind, man. I'm going to leave you with this one. Love you. Bye-bye, y'all.
I know you miss me. I know you miss me, love.
The boys of Duran Duran, the Reflex on RSL 97. Well, it's 9 o'clock. I'm out. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy the rest of the day. A great, great life, all right? My name is Tony Paul. Take care, man. I said I was going to leave you with a double from Duran Duran. No, I changed my mind, man. I'm going to leave you with this one. Love you. Bye-bye, y'all.
I know you miss me. I know you miss me.
And we are going to miss you, Tony Paul. I'm sure all your friends over in La Clery as well will miss you. The likes of Blau, your best friend, and Bax, and the other guys you normally spend time with on a Sunday, liming and playing football. We will never, ever forget Tony Paul because he was such a unique individual. So I was telling you about the other side of Tony Paul, who knew how to have a good time. And he would have attended dozens, if not hundreds, of house parties. Here is one clip of Tony Paul having a swell of a time.
Tonight you got my feelings about it. Tonight you got my feelings. Jar, 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 jar. Tonight you got my just feel some boogie, boogie. Come on, hold on to your man. Whenever you want, whenever you want, whenever you want, let it's like you gossip. Yeah, tonight we have no time. We don't give it down tomorrow. Tonight we going out and live. We go to one little soca. We go to one little grind. We go to one little pasta. I saw them young girls on the right. Tonight you got my feelings about it.
Certainly having a great time there. Tony Paul passed away in the wee hours of Saturday. The broadcast will continue in just a moment when we take the program in a different direction. This is the most monitored talk show in the world. It is NewsSpin on Power 97.9 FM, also on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control, all so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Lazarus's Funeral Home is here for you. Lazarus's Private Cemetery offers a peaceful resting place for your loved ones. With tranquil settings, visitation, and reflection, we believe in the compassionate care of all our departed loved ones. Lazarus's Private Cemetery, let us help you create a final resting place. Make it special. Make it Lazarus's Funeral Home, your friend in a time of need. Payment plans are available for tombs. Call us in Vidbuta at 452-7491 or in New Dock Road, VA4, 454-6555.
Hey Lucelec, Sherry here. I've been hearing all about my account and its features. Can you really do all that?
Absolutely, Sherry. I'm Taisha, by the way. My account is your all-in-one power hub. You can check your bill. It's even emailed to you every month. Need a copy? You can download a PDF version anytime. You can manage multiple accounts and paying is a breeze. Use your card or opt for online bank payments. Thank you. Whatever suits you best. Keeping tabs on your energy use? You got it. Track your consumption, download payment records, and see how you stack up against previous months and others nearby.
Thanks for breaking it down A1, Taisha.
You got it, Sherry. My account puts the power in your hands. Remember, it's your energy, your way.
In the blink of an eye, disaster can strike. Are you ready? When the winds rage and the rain pours, will you be prepared? Don't let the next hurricane catch you off guard. At MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt, we understand the importance of preparation. From generators to plywood, we have everything you need to weather the storm. Don't wait until it's too late. Visit MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt today and make sure your family is safe and secure this hurricane season. Play it safe. Get prepared.
Flo's prepaid customers can now unlock big bonus rewards like bonus data, prizes, and more every time you activate a 3-day prepaid plan or launcher. activate a plan, then scratch to reveal your bonus data. Plus, get points for extra prizes. The more you activate, the more bonus data and prizes you can win. Get in on the big bonus rewards when you activate a prepaid plan. Dial *129# or visit topupflow.com to activate a plan today.
Have you had a stroke or symptoms like numbness, headaches, or back pain? When your body sends a warning, don't wait. MRI is the gold standard miss, like brain damage, spine issues, and early cancer. Call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique du Corps, Center of Excellence, where quality meets expertise.
At First National Bank, we believe being first means putting you first. Your first home, we've got the mortgage. Starting your first business, count on our commercial loans. Dreaming of your first car? Drive it home today. Heading to college? Let's fund that first big step with a student loan. No matter the milestone, make First National Bank your first choice for all your loan needs. First in service, first in trust, first for you. Call us at 455-7000 or visit your nearest First National Bank branch today so we can help put you first. First National Bank, here for you.
The National Insurance Corporation is now even closer to you. We've opened a brand new branch at the Blue Coral Mall in the heart of Castries. Our new location is more spacious, more convenient, and designed with you in mind, making your visits faster, easier, and more comfortable. Whether you're submitting a claim, checking your contributions, or planning for retirement, we're here to serve you better. With branches on the Castries waterfront, Rodney Bay, Viewport, Soufrière, and now our brand new location at Blue Coral Mall in Castries. Getting service from the NIC has never been more convenient. So, visit us today. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
Let's Bet Sports is turning up the heat this CPL season with a sizzling on-ticket island-wide promotion. Bet just $10 online or in-store and score a letter coupon with every ticket. Collect the letters FLY and you're jetting off to an ultimate cricket experience at the CPL Finals in Guyana. An all-expense-paid trip for two, tickets to the finals, and $500 in your pocket. Plus, win match tickets, cricket jerseys, and cash prizes on the road to the finals. It's game time from August 4th to September 14th. Claim your prize at the SNL office in Gablewoods Mall, Castries. Play, win, fly to Guyana with Let's Bet Sports. Powered by the St. Lucia National Lottery. Terms and conditions apply. Your favorite event of the year is back. Project Chocolat presents Souk of Blanc, the ultimate all-white experience, featuring Ola Tunjay.
In the engine room, we go jam instead.
Umpa.
Press off your one drop.
Back to Bite TYP.
I want to go.
To Soufrière, Saturday, October 4th, Souk of Blanc. Also featuring Sir Lancelot, Hollywood HP, DJ Shocking, and hosted by MC Dornaville. Regular tickets $120. All inclusive VIP $350. Very limited, no door sales. Available at the Cell Island Wide, Mambo's Mine Soufrière, and 4circustickets.com. Souk of Blanc. Saturday, October 4th from 7 p.m. to 1:30 a.m. Remember the dress code, all white.
Attention Babono! This Tuesday, September 9th at the Babono Multipurpose Center from 7 p.m. Come and meet your newly endorsed candidate, John Paul Estefan. He's ready to deliver jobs for our youth, support for our farmers, stronger, safer communities, and a brighter future for Babono. Come hear from our Prime Minister and political leader, Honorable Philip J. Pierre, along with other MPs, as together we continue to move St. Lucia forward. Don't miss it. Tuesday, September 9th, Babonneau Multipurpose Center, 7 p.m. sharp. Come out, show your support, and let's build the future of Babonneau together with John Paul Estefan.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world, and it's called NewsSpin. It is on the NewsSpin Facebook page, as well as the NewsSpin YouTube channel, and Power 97.9 FM. In just a moment, I'll be taking your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. 716-2026. So, we are really ought not to take ourselves too seriously. We ought not to take ourselves too seriously. And I know every time somebody passes away or dies, we start to reflect and we start to ask ourselves questions and start to think about how we treat each other and how sometimes we go overboard. And this is certainly very apparent when it comes to politics. What happens when politicians are under hustings with their operatives and supporters in tow? It is as if everything that matters is all about winning a general election. It's about winning a contest. And it's about doing anything and saying anything that would give a politician some kind of advantage. Now that we are very much into the silly season, we hope, unlike what has happened over the last few days and weeks and months in St. Lucia, that the political temperature will be lowered, will come to our senses, and will focus on policies and ideas that would or will improve the lives of the people of St. Lucia, irrespective of which political party wins the next general election. Which takes me to the rally which was hosted in Miku on Sunday, where the United Workers' Party presented its slate of candidates, full slate of candidates, 17, and the leader of the UWP, Mr. Alan Chastney, presented what he described as an SOS plan. So let's listen to the former St. Lucia Prime Minister and political leader of the UWP, Mr. Alan Chastney.
The first thing that we're going to do after 2.5% levy that's bleeding the pockets of the people of St. Lucia. That money belongs to you, and not to allow all of these people to be traveling around the world at the expense of St. Lucians. The second thing that we will do within the first 20 days is that we will reduce the gas prices so that the people of St. Lucia can breathe once again. Number 3, a united workers' permit. These 17 men and women will move to introduce the health care insurance for all the people of this country. And all of you will be entitled to $75,000 a year in health care insurance. Gone are the days of cake sales. Gone are the days of you having to beg somebody in order for you to survive. Gone are the days where you have to go home and decide how you're going to pay those bills, how you're going to take care of your loved ones. That is a wrong that the United Workers' Party is going to right. I want, on our fourth thing, I want the parents, and particularly the young people of this country to listen to this one very carefully. The fourth thing that we're OS program is to give free tuition for all of the students going to Sir Arthur Lewis College. One person in every family can get it. When is that going to happen? We have decided that education is too important for the advancement of the young people of this country, and we're going to give it to you. The birth ground of the green gold era of St. Lucia. The Denrys, the Mikus, the Choisels, the Soufrere, and the ancillary canneries, and the Babonneau, and the Castries Southeast. All of those banana farmers that did not make a contribution to the NIC, that these men and women are going to make sure that they get a pension. $5 years, we will make a one-time payment to those families. For all the St. Lucians who live south of the Bordelais, for all of you who for the last 10 years have been paying a dredging fee on your water bill, and you will never benefit from that because you don't get water from the Roseau Dam. So these men and women, on winning the election, are going to eliminate the dredging fee for all those persons who are not benefiting from the water in Roseau. The seventh, have witnessed a country that has gone out of control. A country that has experienced homicides that's unprecedented. A government that is only giving us promises, but we see for our cabinet we have a government that when we left them with the canine dogs, they said they had scanners, they did not need the dogs. Then when they couldn't get the scanners, they tried to bring back the dogs. But now that they brought back the dog, somebody killed the dog. This is a government that is not serious on crime. This is a government that is allowing the police officers in St. Lucia. A United Workers' Party will very soon be in government again. Is doing to raise money for all the police officers in St. Lucia. Help make their lives better and just to show them some appreciation. So United Workers Party, in getting into office, will immediately reintroduce the border control. And we will have canine dogs at the airport. We will have canine dogs at the ports. And we will have canine dogs with the police. And that we will make sure that our borders are safe and we stop the guns and ammunition from coming into St. Lucia. As I said to you, 7, because we're on the 7th of September.
Mr. Alan Chastney, political leader of the opposition United Workers' Party, presenting what he describes as his SOS plan during the presentation of his party's 17 candidates to contest the upcoming general election. Let's take your calls right now at 452-2979, 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026, 716-2026. Somebody says there, good afternoon, Tim. I would love to hear from Alan Chastney. How will the $75,000 health insurance per person be paid for? And I'm sure if the leader of the opposition is listening, he can call the broadcast to explain. Somebody says that, okay, let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. The person says there, good afternoon. I was watching the UWP rally on Sunday, and I took a good look at Mr. Shasti on the stage, and I couldn't help thinking that this man don't need this. Why would he go to bat again for a mostly ungrateful nation? The opposition leader can be doing any other thing he chooses to do, but he is still giving politics another shot. He must really love St. Lucia. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Continue to send me those messages, and of course I'll be reading them on the air. We are awaiting your calls. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Good afternoon to you, Amanda. Let's find out what is happening in the chat room.
Good afternoon, Tim. Good afternoon, News Spinners. A few comments from earlier. News Spinner says there, condolences to the media fraternity and the family of Tony Paul. A commentary reads, sincere condolences to the family of Tony Paul. Words cannot express my grief and the sadness on receipt of the news. A News Spinner says there, this story mirrors that of Shastney's presence in our politics. Another commentary reads, his voice is and the words so iconic for our St. Lucian airwaves. Someone says there, it's so sad, still had to accept that Tony Paul is gone. Sincere condolences to Andre Paul and the family, as well as all of his friends. Tony was an amazing radio announcer. He was good to me and I will surely miss him. His legacy lives on in our hearts forever. A commentary reads, condolences to the Paul family. Tony definitely had a unique style along with a great sense of humor, energetic personality, and great love for music. He'll be missed for sure. And News Spinner says their life is so unpredictable. Commentary reads, I cannot wait for this plan to come in full effect. Commentary says, Shastney is the man with the vision. Someone says there, I support Alan Shastney and his vision for St. Lucia. His plans offer real hope for a stronger, better future. I stand with him. A commentary says in the chat room, do not be surprised if tomorrow you hear PJP announced that he will be removing the 2.5% HNS levy and that he will decrease the fuel prices to $13.99. Wait for it, PJP has no plans. He's listening to hear what plans the UWP has and steals them. PJP plan. Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. We have a call on the landline. Let's go to that call. Hello and good afternoon to you on the air.
Hey, team. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
I'm okay, caller. Good afternoon to you.
And good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Team, my name is Vincent London, and I was the proud candidate for the last election in 2021. And I just wanted to call and congratulate my great buddy and friend, Khalid Xavier, because I wanted St. Lucia to see what it is to have a great candidate and what it is to have a smooth transition. And that our party, the United Workers' Party at this time, does not need anything else but unity, the coming together of all of the candidates, those that got selected, those that are endorsed, and those that unfortunately didn't make it. I want to congratulate our political leader and the executive of the United Workers' Party, because this slate of candidates that he has put together, they are just an amazing team. Listening to them yesterday and the days before on the various programs, on the live and for the town hall meetings, it's an excellent team of men and women that has never in the history of politics since I became conscious about politics from 1992 have I seen such an amazing team of men and women. This team put together there is going to take St. Lucia to the next level. And I know the honorable leader of the opposition, soon to be Prime Minister of St. Lucia, he's coming back as Aaron Shastney 2.0, ready to take St. Lucia to where it's supposed to be. So I just wanted to congratulate him. Let me again congratulate Khalid Xavier, Kakal. This is a man that is formidable. This is a man that will take Beaufort North also to the next level. So I want to wish the United Workers' Party well From what I saw at the great rally yesterday, I see people coming together. I see the country asking for the United Workers' Party to rescue them. And I look forward to that. So congratulations, UWP. Congratulations, candidates. Congratulations, St. Lucia. Rescue is on its way. Thank you, team.
Okay, sir. All right. Thank you so much for calling. Just so there from Mr. Vincent London. Somebody says that via WhatsApp, the opposition leader spoke about one-off payment for banana farmers. What about the minibus drivers? 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. Somebody says that via WhatsApp, this is a message from my husband because he is in St. Lucia now, and this is the issue. My sister got admitted at OKEU on Saturday evening with a possible heart attack. The doctor informed the family that she needs to get blood work done to confirm his diagnosis, but never said the blood test has to be paid first before they draw the blood and perform the test. We paid for it yesterday, Sunday, because that's when we found out we have to pay first. That means 24 hours after. Up until now, at 9:23 a.m. Monday morning, we have not received the results and she's still in the ER. What is going on at the healthcare facilities in St. Lucia? Is money such an issue that lives have to be at risk or lost before it can be saved? Shaking my head. And that is according to a WhatsApp message. We have a call. Good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Bonjour.
Oui, good afternoon to you, Alisco.
Right. Moi, premier voulais vous condolences by Andrew Poleon for me. Mais you know by nous pour joindre Bible dit all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So ça fait nous tous deux. Nous sommes morts, nous vivons sans l'année, nous sommes morts un jour. Ça, c'est un bail qui n'est pas aisé pour accepter, mais nous ne pouvons pas accepter. L'autre bail là, c'est moi, je vous dis, moi, maintenant, tout est pour mettre là à l'enchasse et pour mettre, moi, maintenant ça. Mais moi, je vous fais. Alain Chasse n'est changé. C'est différent, non, il couille Saint-Lucien, Jackass, il couille Saint-Lucien, il dit, let the Jackass bray, let the dogs back, il couille Saint-Lucien, macaque, il couille Saint-Lucien, tout devant qualité Noël, même ces gens qui t'en rallient hier. Yo tout c'est cette licence, ça veut dire.
OK, call it Alisco ça ou ka di a pas vrai. Le autant moun ka parler avec moun ka di bêtise. Pas just westé et we pété même bagay là. On est en cervelle, ka chile. Les bouc la te ka parler, te ka parler about moun politicien qui ta ka attaqué. Même manière politicien ka attaqué lui-même. You ka kouye massa, so le yo kouye massa. Ou quoi you ka kouye l'autre Saint-Lucien qui blanc massa aussi? Le yo kouye, le yo di Guy Joseph, c'est Poudoul Alain Chastain. Ou quoi you ka kouye tout Saint-Lucien Poudoul aussi? Ou quoi ça?
Non, il fait le feu pour Guy Joseph.
So, all right. So, c'est Alain Chastain pas de parler about Saint-Lucien. Tout le monde. Il ka parler about ces moun qui da critiquer là. C'est politicien. C'est politicien de ka parler about. C'est politicien.
Ça vrai. Ça c'est
Nan koto we Alice go là?
Moi là.
Oui, so ça on est pour dire. Moi parler ba Saudi.
Well, Moi cap dit manière moi.
Non. Pas money away. Pas money away. Money ou ton. C'est politicien ou ka supporter à Dibayo.
Non, regardez-moi. Écoutez ça, regardez là. Moi toujours dis, moi c'est pas un parti hack. Moi pas un parti hack. M'a parlé généralement. OK, pas pour dire moi que bac politicien ça et bien bac politicien ça. Pièce politicien, il pas ange. OK, il pas parfait. Il pas jamais parfait. Il tout kay fait bagay qui pas bon. Il tout kay dit bagay qui pas bon. Mais moi tant ça me dit là. So ou dit il va pas parler pour tout simplicien. Il va parler il a dit ça because of l'autre side là, ça yo te ka dire about li. Ou ça m'a jamais entendu Philippe J. Pierre dire quoi? M'a jamais entendu Philippe J. Pierre dire Alan Chasse n'était pour flog. M'a jamais entendu dire quoi? John Compton. Parce que John Compton, c'est politicien qui l'a, c'est politicien qui l'a. Il ne pourra jamais comparer avec John Compton. Ça sont différents UWP particuliers. So, Saint-Lucien pour point pour construire avec ça il fait. Qui moun yo mette en pouvoir. Faire assurer yo fait right choice là. Une bonne journée.
OK, Alisco. Merci pour couiller. 452-2979. Your WhatsApp calls and messages. 716-2026. Still to come. Politician speaks Creole, I suspect, for the very first time. This is the most monitored talk show in the world.
We're just finished dinner, and before we all head off, let's do something very important. Let's go over our hurricane prep list. We need food, water, medicine, important documents. What else? Right, the generator. This year, I'm not taking any chances. I'm getting ours from Europa Hardware in Massad Grocery. Best prices around. And believe me, I don't want to hear, "Daddy, the Wi-Fi's down," when the power's out. Keep your family comfortable. Get your generator at Europa Hardware. Call us today at 452-0763. Europa Hardware, located in Massad Grocery. We service what we sell.
Lucelec wishes to advise customers and the public that its customer service office at the Carolick building in San Souci remains closed to facilitate urgent maintenance. The Lucelec Rodney Bay and Vieux-Fort offices are open to serve customers, and the kiosk in the Blue Coral Mall is available for all services except payments. Customers who wish to make payments during this closure are encouraged to access the My Account service at myaccount.lucelec.com. Show pays online and walk-in service options, or participating financial institutions. Payments made via SurePay and My Account Direct on weekdays from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. will be processed to customer accounts the same day. Payments made after 4 p.m. will be processed the next business day. For account balances, please dial the automated account inquiry service line at 457-4433. Customers can access other Lucelec services by using the virtual service desk at lucelec.com. The management of Lucelec deeply regrets any inconvenience caused by this closure and thanks its valued customers for their patience and understanding.
Tired of sky-high bills and a planet on the brink? It's time to go green without burning your pockets. At First National Bank, we are here to make saving the planet affordable. Whether you're installing solar panels, purchasing a water tank, upgrading to an inverter AC, or buying a hybrid vehicle, we've got the green to help you go green. fast approval, low interest rates, and Mother Nature approved. Your future self will thank you. Visit firstnationalbankonline.com or call 455-7000 for more information to help you turn your green dreams into clean realities. First National Bank, here for you.
At Flow, loyalty pays back. Big time. That's why we're rewarding our customers with $400 in vouchers. That's like 6 months off your mobile bill back in your pocket. Simply add mobile to your current home internet plan and claim your $400 in rewards today. At Flow, loyalty pays back. That's how we keep your rhythm flowing.
You know that feeling when you have an uncontrollable desire for fried chicken? That's the KFC. A substance that stimulates your senses to identify the aroma of our secret recipe or an extra crispy crunch from any distance. It's invisible to the naked eye, but you can feel it traveling throughout your body, taking control. All so you can enjoy a juicy bite of KFC. Ignite your senses with KFC.
Have you had a stroke or symptoms like numbness, headaches, or back pain? When your body sends a warning, don't wait. MRI is the gold standard for seeing what other imaging can miss, like brain damage, spine issues, and early cancer. At La Clinique de Corps, we are the only center in St. Lucia offering the most advanced MRI technology. Fast, radiation-free, expertly interpreted, and insurance accepted. Call 451-6559 or WhatsApp 721-9950. La Clinique de Corps, Center of Excellence, where quality meets expertise.
In the blink of an eye, disaster can strike. Are you ready? When the winds rage and the rain pours, will you be prepared? Don't let the next hurricane catch you off guard. At MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt, we understand the importance of preparation. From generators to plywood, we have everything you need to weather the storm. Don't wait until it's too late. Visit MNC Home Depot and Sunbelt today and make sure your family is safe and secure this hurricane season. Play it safe. Get prepared.
Yes. That was the Lucia Top 5 for Carnival 2025. Yes. Welcome back to Real Men Take Charge, guys. Real Men Check Up.
To all my listeners out there, visit a men's health clinic in your area today.
PSA checkups are now free.
It's private, it's quick, it's efficient, and convenient.
Music touches the soul, but health keeps the rhythm going. Fellas, it's time to check your PSA levels. It's free, it's simple, it can save your life.
Brothers, do you not know that your bodies are the temples of the Holy Spirit? Let us be wise stewards of our lives. Prostate test saves lives. Let us not wait until it is too late.
To be a champion, you need to show up for yourself.
My daddy is a hero, and I want him around for a very long time. Daddy, if you care about me, please take care of your health.
I faced colon and prostate cancer head on, and I'm still standing. Early detection saved my life. If I can do it, so can you. Don't wait. Get tested. It's free, it's simple, and it will definitely save your life also.
Real men.
Real men.
Real men take charge.
Real men check up.
The National Insurance Corporation is now even closer to you. We've opened a brand new branch at the Blue Coral Mall in the heart of Castries. Our new location is more spacious, more convenient, and designed with you in mind, making your visits faster, easier, and more comfortable. Whether you're submitting a claim, checking your contributions, or planning for retirement, we're here to serve you better. With branches on the Castries waterfront, Rodney Bay, Viewport, Soufriere, and now our brand new location at Blue Coral Mall in Castries. Getting service from the NIC has never been more convenient. So, visit us today. NIC, for the benefit of us all.
Need branded apparel that looks sharp and shows up on time? Welcome to Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts. We specialize in custom embroidery and t-shirt printing for businesses, teams, events, you name it. From embroidered logos on polished Oxford shirts, available in a variety of colors for men and women, to bold, high-quality printed tees that turn heads, we do it all. Bring your own shirts or choose from ours. Small runs, big orders, rush jobs, no problem. At Imprinted Designs, we're built for speed, efficiency, and clean professional results delivered on time, every time. So if you want your brand to stand out, not wait around, come down to Imprinted Designs at the Valmore Plaza or hit us up at 451-2920 or email address imprinteddesignsSLU@gmail.com. Imprinted Designs, where every stitch counts.
This is the most monitored talk show in the world. The time now for a WhatsApp message. It reads, I don't think the minibus drivers deserve any compensation because most of them were rallied against Alan Chasney. He was a white man. When Alan said give him 5 years to do what he still promised to do, they didn't buy into that. Now we all suffering the same labor pain. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Another message, I'm a supporter of the SLP, but I must commend the UWP on a different type of campaigning. Now, PJP need to wake up now because the opposition leader is fully awake. Another WhatsApp message, I would like to congratulate Alan and the executive of the UWP for putting together an amazing slate of candidates. The team is diverse and represents youth and experience, qualification, international diplomacy, local and regional expertise. This is what leadership is about, reflecting on setbacks, consulting young people, your people, and seeking out the best and brightest that will deliver to the people of the country. Team, by all accounts, Team UWP seems ready. That's according to a WhatsApp message. Another one says there, when Kenny Anthony referred to Dominic Fede as Cockalorum, was he mocking every short man in St. Lucia? St. Lucians need to stop and think for ourselves and stop letting politicians use us. Turn our attention now to you, Amanda, what's happening in the chat room.
Tim, a few comments from earlier. NewsSpin says the email writer should have followed the development of the insurance plan prior to 2021. A comment here reads, the 75k medical insurance will work just like NIC, where every employed person pays into it. Unemployed people will have their contributions paid by the states. A NewsSpinner says under Chasney's leadership, we saw investment in infrastructure, tourism, job creation, and youth programs. He focuses on building, not blaming. On the other hand, the SLP has failed to deliver on their promises. We've seen talk more than action, rising costs of living, weak leadership, and lack of accountability. The party is going backward while they play politics and blame Chasney. Another commentary reads, I expect pushback from those who are at risk of seeing a dent in their revenue from illicit drugs and guns businesses. Someone says here, yes, I think that's the strongest team I have seen. Labour has to come really good to outdo that team. A commentary reads, the SLP and their supporters have done everything to tarnish Alan Chasney's name, but they have failed. The people love Alan even more and their support is growing every day. Last night's massive turnout proved it. The people are ready for change and Chasney will be St. Lucia's next Prime Minister because the people demand it. A NewsSpinner says they tried everything, lies, propaganda, and smear campaigns, but the SLP still could not break Alan Chasney. Why? Because truth stands tall and the people of St. Lucia know real leadership when they see it. A commentary reads, call if you can't let go of lies and focus on real leadership, you're not ready for change. St. Lucia needs progress, not petty politics. A commentary says this guy needs to shut his mouth about John George Melvin Compton. That's the same man they tried to convince the entire world was the jab. Was it just about politics then? If so, why should people trust what they see now? Someone says here, what's the SLP government's development plans for the future other than giving handouts? Back to you, Tim.
Thank you so much, Amanda. Somebody says via WhatsApp, when Alan Shastney made the comment about Little Jackass's Bray was when a Calypsonian made a song about him. And the comment came out when a reporter asked him about the song. He said, let the jackass bray. That comment was not aimed at St. Lucians. Some more of your WhatsApp messages. Somebody says there, good day, Tim, in explaining to the man, reminding him it was not every St. Lucian Mr. Alan Shastney called the names SLP claims to make them believe. And yet another WhatsApp message. And it says there, it's time that persons are told the truth about the statements Alan Shastney made, using general sayings to respond to his political opponents, and was not referring to St. Lucians. And yet another one. Somebody says there, okay, what they're trying to lecture me on what to do. I should have cut off a particular caller early on. WhatsApp message. Somebody says there via WhatsApp, Alisco, you need to get your facts checked before you call the program. And another WhatsApp message. Somebody says, I was there at the meeting that day. Alan Shastney said, I will take a page from Sir John. When he said, I won't listen, I will let the jackasses break. Then he said, I don't have to answer to every dog that barks. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin, you're on the air.
Timothy, a pleasant good afternoon to you and your listeners all over the world. PW on the line, Timothy.
Good afternoon, caller.
Timothy, I would like to commend Mr. Alan Shastney on the campaign promises that he has made to St. Lucians. As St. Lucians can see, this is not a party of half a loaf is better than none. This is not a party where $5 can block a hole. This is a party that wants to give you a whole bread for yourself. A bread for you to eat, for you to have enough, and for your family. As you know, Timothy, health and education is the backbone of any country. And if the United Workers' Party promises $75,000 health insurance, that is the best thing that can happen to St. Lucian. You know how many people in this country, Timothy, I have seen that end up with a medical problem, a disease, Timothy, that had to sell their land, house, and drain the last cent of their bank account to take care of their illness. That has happened to a lot of people. A lot of people have run bankrupt because of a sickness. You know, I heard the government giving $500, $1,000 to students that are going to South Louis Community College. They give to their friends, they give to their party hat. When you get that $500 or that $1,000, you go, you pay the school. The money goes to the school, but guess what? Who receives the money back into their hands? The government. So why not just give free education at South Louis Community College? Why not? Why would the government give $1,500 check to bring to the school? So you give that same money to the school, and then the school receives that check, and the money goes to the government. That doesn't make sense, Timothy. It does not make sense to me. If St. Lucia has to compete with the rest of the world, we need to have the best health service, best education. And I hear these ads, Timothy, especially your program, a free prostate cancer test. A free test here, the government is giving a free test over there. Timothy, most men, what they're afraid of is that if they go and get a prostate test, all well and good, a free prostate test is good. But what comes after that? If they tell you that you have a growing prostate, therefore you have to get other tests on that on that diagnosis. Don't you have to pay for that? What about medication? You have to pay for that. So some people, even though they want to go for a free test, they think of what happens later, the medication, the other tests that you have to go through, that's what they think about. So when it comes to the $75,000 health insurance, that is the best thing that can happen to St. Lucians. St. Lucians, be smart, look for the truth, be just, and vote for the United Workers' Party. Timothy, I thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. WhatsApp message. Imagine having a child that got accepted into one of the best medical universities in the world. You go to your bank account, then you withdraw the last $90,000 you had to pay for school, which is less than a quarter of what needs to be paid, and walk up and down for months in the hot sun, go to all government offices, reached out to all ministries for them to tell you the government of St. Lucia did not cater for that. They can't help shaking my head. And when God helped me with my child finish school, why would I want her to come back to St. Lucia to offer her services? And let's see if we have another WhatsApp message. Somebody says they're good at him. The SOS plan from the leader of the UWP reads more like the same story. Free tuition for SALCC students. Does that mean his government will increase the SALCC subvention? Where will that money come from? $75,000 health insurance. Again, where is that money coming from? What I'm hearing is freeness and more freeness. Who in the end will pay that bill? Seems that St. Lucia just discovered a diamond field. And some more of your messages while we are awaiting your calls. The bus drivers got pay increase. What else do they want? I also believe it's time that the VAT goes down to 10% and lock it in there. GPH needs to be reviewed and VFO allowed to have a cruise port. Some more messages to go through. Somebody says there, why haven't I heard Tyson's telebatteries on DBS? I have been waiting to hear it. And by the way, remember that free no service for Tyson is on Wednesday of this week. We have a call. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Good afternoon, team.
Yes, ma'am. Good
team,
afternoon.
I was at that convention yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and I was so happy when I heard Alan Shastney said that they will do something for the farmers. I was so happy. I know of 2 elderly farmers in the resort that really need help. And I think Alan Shastney is like an angel if that happened, because that man, he really cares for the people of St. Lucia. Like he can sense what they really need. And I think we should really, really try to make sure that man wins that election, because the plans I'm seeing is just good for St. Lucia and the elderly. If that happens, I think farmers will be very, very happy. Thank you, team.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling. A WhatsApp message, and somebody says that Tim, St. Lucians must know this. Yesterday, I was at the OKEU, and the doctor told me that there is no ultrasound being done on a Sunday. And that's according to a WhatsApp message. Let's see if we have some more messages. Sincere condolences to the family of Tony Paul and friends, those that were near to him. And another one says that, Tim, the gentleman is correct. The Barbados Community College is free. The Samuel Jackman Precord Institute of Technology is also free. We are waiting some more of your calls at 452-2979. WhatsApp calls and messages 716-2026. And somebody says there, you'll argue that Shas called St. Lucian jackass, but you haven't proven him wrong from the day he said it. We have a call. Good afternoon. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Good afternoon, Mr. Tim.
Yes, caller. Good afternoon to you.
Mr. Tim, yesterday I left my home. I went to that rally in Mikud. But I did not leave my house to go to the rally on a rally spree or a bacchanal spree. I left my home and I went to that rally to listen to the leader, opposition, and those he endorsed planned. And what a great job. And I from Choiseul, proud to say that, but I'm starting on Groseley. When I listen to Marcella, I listen to Mr. Stephen Fevrier, I listen to Mr. Ben, go down. I listen to Tommy. I listen to all of those folks. Listen to them. I listen to this man from Babono. This man make tears run out my eye, and I go tell you why. I feel all of them, but him, the man from Babono. Mr. Tim, when they was walking this man from the field to bring up on the stage, he was happy, excited, all of them. But when this man reached on the stage and they gave him his cap, and he put that cap on his head. If anybody watched that clip, he changed. And the change he changed, like as though now he feel like they endorsed me and I ready to work for the people. He turned on the left with 2 fingers, he pointing the crowd, he ready. He turned, and this man make tears run out my eye. And I seen, I don't know him, but we all are St. Lucian. I listen to people. I'm in politics from 1992. You know what I'm saying? And the plan Mr. Shastney brought on the table, it did not surprise me because Mr. Alan Shastney is not a bra man. The man, when he talk, he mean what he say. And I'm sending a message. The lady that just talked about the banana, the other time Guy Joseph was in office, it was Guy Joseph, they had that man Sean Edwards, that is the time they was talking about minister's account. At that time they was talking about that. And Ernest Hille in the house said that when Guy Joseph said that there is nothing like such as minister's account. And Ernest Hille stayed in the house, there is nothing such as Minister of Agriculture. So if a man in the house saying there is nothing such as agriculture, what message you all want him to send again? He's not supporting that. So if agriculture have to come back, we have to bring the United Workers' Party in office. You get my point? And I'm seeing Mr. Alan Michael Shastney. You set your table right, and all of them people, the ladies, Lady Lee, Laura, them people are ready to work for their constituency. Them people are ready to take out St. Lucia in the darkness. Stop playing politics on Labour and Flambeau. Listen, analyze, and finalize the words that coming out from those men and women. And I feel them, and I'm going to vote for United Workers' Party. I'm going to vote for Bradley Felix, the 3rd time, great man. And God, we have to put God in it. God, you'll continue guiding and protecting the United Workers' Party men and women to guide them through that journey to take out your children in that darkness. Thank you, Mr. Tim.
Thank you so much for calling. WhatsApp message, and somebody says there, when you are not creative and don't have any revenue generating plans other than direct taxation, you will ask, where is the money coming from to fund the free tuition and health insurance? But they can give free money to Prince Kailash and here and there. We have a call on the line. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Yes, caller.
Tim.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I listened to the NewsSpin there, and I heard somebody asking the question, where Alan going to get money to make the schooling free and health care and all these things. Tim, let me tell you something. In Guyana, no wonder we have so well-educated people in Guyana and bright people. In Guyana, you know there is free education from kindergarten right up to university, and also free medical in Guyana. And Guyana wasn't a country we know. They didn't have oil. It's only now they start getting the oil. And everybody going to school from little children right up. So what's the problem with these people? They don't like nothing good? And I'm encouraging everybody, vote for the UWP for we have a better country. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so much for calling. Let's see if we have a WhatsApp message to go through. Somebody says that, Tim, who in our health system makes these unrealistic and humanitarian decisions? They need to do better. I hope the CEO hears of this and moves to remedy this expeditiously, because people do fall ill on a Sunday. People do get into very serious accidents on a Sunday. Pregnant mothers could need an ultrasound on a Sunday. This is a nonsensical and shocking decision. OK, EU board, please stop hiring these cold-hearted bureaucrats who don't care about the sick and suffering. We have another call via WhatsApp. Good afternoon, you're on the air. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon. I think I'm calling for the show.
Yes, this is NewsSpin. You are on the air.
Oh, really? Tim.
Yes, sir.
I take time to listen to every political party, and notwithstanding, I am a supporter of the St. Lucia Labour Party. 90% of the time, I see no need to engage. But however, one must admit that there is a crisis with respect to journalism. Now, we're talking tuition free, right? And would you admit that Alan, or the leader of the opposition, seemed to have had an epiphany? Because it was the same leader of the opposition who took away the subvention for Sir Arthur Lewis Community College and asked persons to wean themselves off of government, in that the dependency on government is too much. This is the same political leader now offering up every seeming dream of the average St. Lucian. It would be interesting to know the cost of tuition with regards to this insurance policy. And if we say
the cost of the premium, you mean?
The premium, sorry, yes.
Yeah.
And if we say that NIC is going to be a major contributor, remember that a formidable member, current member, a prospective candidate of the United Workers' Party alluded to the fact that NIC just may run dry by the year 2045, 2050, thereabout. And so therefore, I would think that an increase in contributors would be a priority insofar as making these things possible. Then again, what is the GDP of this country? And are these things being promised feasible, or is it just that it sounds nice? Whether or not it is the practicality of what he's offering has to be questioned. Is it? And this thing of racism in our politics, I have kept away from that, and because it seems like our memory only resurfaces after every 4.5 years, and we only remember what transpired within the current or the existing tenure. It was John George Melvin Compton, and my father was a founding member of the United Workers' Party. Right? In my time, I went to every convention of the United Workers' Party. But I'm telling you, and we all could attest, those who follow politics could attest to that, it was John George Melvin Compton who stated that no Bernard can ever run this country as long as he's alive. That was the initial injection of race into our politics. Let us demand information. Let's make ourselves high information voters, as opposed to allowing persons to convince and swindle. I would like to be educated so as to make a proper decision, not convince. I wish politicians would speak to my intellect and not my sense, and not my what you call it, and not my sensitivity.
Is that it, caller? Okay, thank you so much for calling. Somebody says there, I think it's coming from Mr. Alan Shasta himself, a WhatsApp message, never took away any subvention from the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College. Let's take another call on the line. Good afternoon. NewsSpin, you are on the air. Hello.
Good afternoon, Tim.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon to you, caller.
Good afternoon to Amanda.
Good afternoon, caller.
Tim, everybody is calling and asking, where will Alan Shasley take money to pay for the medical insurance? But I don't know if they believe that Alan Shasley will take money from his pocket to pay medical insurance. That is not so. Tim, the government of St. Lucia, by extension, the Minister of CIP, is on record saying that the CIP money that is extra from the 400 million to build a hotel does not belong to St. Lucia. It belongs to the developer. Is that free money that they're giving to the developer of Galaxy? And if so, why can't we take that same money and pay for the medical insurance for the people of St. Lucia, that we will not go and do barbecue and cake sales, which does not bring much, in order to take care of people's problem when they are sick? Because at the end of the day, team, the government, the now government, is giving BMAX so much money, 90 million, for a project that costing 27 million. Who does the extra millions or 80 something million belongs to? Is it to the government of St. Lucia or BMAX? So I listen to your program, team, and sometimes I wonder if people really taking time and think of the things that they are saying. Because at the end of the day, we have to know who is for us and who is against us. Team, all along, Labour Party government is always bad for St. Lucia. Because every single thing that benefits St. Lucia and St. Lucians now, Labour Party fought it tooth and nail. The NIC now, they are boasting and changing names and all kind of things. Who fought against the NIC? It was the Labour Party. They said John Compton is going to steal people money. They want to rob the people and all kind of things. And right now, who makes noise when Cabot take a loan from the same NIC to pay several millions of dollars interest, and they're still fighting against the same NIC team. Go and make noise at the beach and say, Jack, they want us to bake on the beach. And what happened? Cabot pay the loan, and who lose is the NIC. So at the end of the day, I want your listeners to understand that if the government of St. Lucia can give Galaxy so much of billions of dollars, okay, and BMAX so much of millions of dollars, and is US, by right, St. Lucians can benefit in that same way by medical insurance. I thank you, Tim.
All right, thank you so much. Tim, all of a sudden SLP wants to know where the funds are coming from, when they are paying for several subjects. Did they ask when they gave away the millions to GPH? Did they ask the Prime Minister how the country will make money? All of a sudden, SLP wants to know. We have a call via WhatsApp. Hello, good afternoon to you. This is NewsSpin. You're on the air.
Tim, I've been listening very, very carefully the last few days. I want to make another hope. Well, I hope it is educational. You remember well, let me say first of all, one of the prices we pay for keeping our young people, well, I say young people because they start school young and they get older, okay? So we start with them young, where they will be wiser, hopefully, as they grow older, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But you will have noticed that most schools teach about their heroes. There's more than one book on Barrow from Barbados.
Is it the schools or the education system?
Well, I think the schools are.
So, I mean, so generally the education system and the curriculum, deals with those issues.
Yeah, well, yeah. But that education system is not in the school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In Guyana, Burnham,
yeah,
almost all of these, and let's not even talk about the
Eric Williams in Trinidad,
right,
and even Geary in Grenada.
Yeah. Then you have people like Paul, and you have people like Taylor James.
Yeah.
All of these people, books on them are available to school kids. The kids learn about who these guys were. And interestingly enough, because they're not forgotten when, at home, they end up getting discussed in bigger places. Well, there's so many books on C.L.R. James, a hero from Trinidad. I wonder, etc. You know? So in St. Lucia, it's coincidental, maybe, and we're so dumb about our people. And that coincides with the fact that all we do is try to bring down whoever has done something unusual or extraordinary. And definitely, how many books you think are on the school curriculum from Walcott? Yeah, how many? How many people you think you can bump into the street and hear him say a quote from Walcott? And Walcott, I mean, do I have to say it one more time? A god, a literature god. But we don't know anything about him. So when this gentleman with malicious intent says that John Compton, I think he was suggesting racism, that John Compton said he didn't want another Barnard, etc.
Yeah, to run the country.
He did say that. I was doing an election campaign. I fought Barnard enough. And that's the history. He's talking about the sugar plantations and so on. And his whole history, Compton came into the public mind, whatever he has in terms of his reputation, heroism, came out of fighting the sugar plantations. And the Barnards were a big deal in the sugar plantations. Okay, I heard Kenny Anthony saying not so long ago that his father had nothing to do with plantation slavery and so on because his father came here in the late 1800s. Tim, anybody does a little bit of digging up, they will see what happened in here right down 1800s, how people got land, who were rewarded with land. You didn't have to be a slave owner with a whip. The relatives, the sons, they got the land. The 4 or 5 people who own estates here, well, the land was given to them by the English at the time of slavery, when slavery ended. So, but I don't want to go into that because I want to say that talking slavery all the time is stupid and not talking moving forward. And it's also very, very stupid to come up with lines like Compton said without context. Compton had fought the Barnards in the sugar plantations for better life for farmers and so on. And he said he didn't want, having fought all his life against that, to now have to start fighting them all over again. But let me say this to you, Tim. Whether Compton said something racist or Joe Blow said it, it's stupid and it's counterproductive. I can tell you that before Compton talked about that thing at the election, going back to the days of George Adler and tourism, there were some very racist statements coming off the platform, George Adler's platform. Of all people, George Adler's platform, they were very racist. For example, I'll throw one at you. He was averse to the kind of tourism that we now take for granted because he said that we're going to develop a nation of bellboys. Remember that statement?
No, I don't. I can't remember. That will be in the run-up to what, the 1979 general election?
Exactly.
Okay.
So George and Michelle and a whole bunch of them were very much against tourism, very much against it, on the basis of color. So a lot of these guys have made statements that can be called racist, and it was stupid. But you cannot hold it against them and forget all the other good things they have done. The correct thing is to have it all in books. And by the way, there are newspapers reporting on even that thing about the Barnards, you know.
Yeah.
If we bother to check. So a guy does something that was stupid, that was counterproductive, that was poor judgment. But he also did a whole bunch of great things. So you're going to dismiss him totally and only concentrate on a mishmash version out of context of what he said? That is stupid. The racism that really bothered me is more recent than that. More recent than that. I was against it also when it was suggested that we block that people who go out to the streets just to have their kids we should pass laws against that they would lose their citizenship. You remember that?
Yeah.
I was in my show making a whole bunch of noise saying that a lot of these people have no choice. They go to Miami and have a kid, and they give the
and it's because of the quality of the health care, I think mainly people decide to do that.
Not only the health care, the kids get all kinds of advantages that are not available to them here. So a lot of people actually went to have these kids in Miami and New York for the benefit of their kids, not just the health care, for the benefit of their children. But again, we don't talk about these things. We do not discuss the pros and cons out of these things. We don't discuss the full judgment. I have said things that, and I'm a writer. I've written things. I've said things that I think back now and I said, well, I could have put that a little better, or maybe I shouldn't have said it. Or even now, I am tempted. Somebody decided to have a shot at me recently, and I've just decided you have to be so careful, Tim, when you get into wood walls in this country, because a lot of other people get involved as well, inadvertently. They get involved. But all you're doing is entertaining, Tim. Accountability and make we. Two different things altogether.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So if I criticize you hard, as I'm supposed to, because of your incompetence, because of your prejudice, etc., I have every right and a duty to do that. If I harp too much on other things that you did, for judgment and everything else, blah, 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 that is only for other people's weird entertainment. And I have to think, I didn't always think like that, Tim. I didn't always think like that. But you grow older, you think about this, and you cannot kill. Well, George used to say, throw away the baby with the bathwater. So you go. So I just wanted to put this on the record, that because Compton says about the Barnard did not make Compton a racist. Okay? The statement is racist. Those statements against Alan Chasney, I don't know how deep, because they've been going on for so long, from one quarter. I really don't want to comment on that. But it was interesting to see how it apparently has had no real impact, or that the people have gotten over it. And now we have to say the people had a crowd as if there were not people actually attending and witnessing it, or that the people themselves were not in the crowd. So we're now going to say it's AI. Everything now is AI, And this is not educating people. That is making people more dumb. And the dumber you make your citizenry, the further you kick your country back into the swamp. No?
Absolutely, and for some politicians, as much as they might consider Sanusians dumb when it suits them, if Sanusians were to elect them into office or re-elect them, as the case may be, they'll tell you Sanusians are very intelligent. You can't trick Sanusians. But if they lose the election, they tell you Sanusians are dumb. I don't believe in that at all.
Just imagine if Alan Chasney had been able to draw to his meeting just about 500 people. Mm-hmm. Just imagine that.
Yeah.
We've always talked about this, that numbers don't mean anything. And in this case, in this particular case, it means something, if only to reassure the UWP, or at least the UWP's leaders, that people have gotten over all the white man is a white man, this and all that kind of stuff. The guys who have joined there are not exactly bums. I mean, Tommy, I'm very, very impressed with the level of Titus Prayville. I've known him a long time. I'm sure you have as well.
Yes.
And I'm very, very impressed with the level of his delivery on those platforms.
I like in particular his calm demeanor.
And he offers education.
Yeah.
He spells things out. He criticizes what the other guy has said on the other side without demeaning the other guy. He corrects him, in other words. Or at least he offers a different version. I'm very, very impressed with his platform thing. Tommy, it seems all the women want to marry Tommy. So I think I am surprised that Alan Chasney was able to come up with a team like that. It's pointless.
So
pretending.
definitely, Rick, in other words, we have a contest on our hands, and that's what you want, a contest of ideas. I mean, focusing on the issues, as opposed to having people who are just loudmouth individuals who are just appealing to the biases of, the electorate, as opposed to focusing on real issues, daily issues that are impacting the people. And that's what you want, in an enlightened environment, so that the decisions that are made are sound.
I would also like to hear from the opposition, because the government they choose not to talk about it. The matter of the total breakdown of the justice system. It is such a complicated thing, Jim, that nobody wants to touch it. But it must be touched, or the opposition will get criticism from me. Our justice system is an injustice system. The people who are locked up at Borderley, they're waiting for trials and so on. Terrible. That the DPP will not account to the people. That we have issue after issue coming out of the police and so on, and the courts and Tyson and people who die, and we get nothing. When the opposition says nothing, it suggests to me they plan to continue the same damn thing. And the UWP, I want to say it straight, doesn't have any great record in that way either. So they better let the people know they have seen the error of their ways, and they're going to put money into the justice system, especially that aspect of the justice system that takes care of poor people. People cannot afford lawyers. It's no wonder people take the law in their own hands. The average person cannot afford a lawyer if if he gets arrested for any charge. And the matter of, I read an old article where I think it's the Labour Party government, I may be wrong on that. I think it was, because I remember it being a note that Petros Compton sent to me. Oh yeah, I remember now. It was a note they sent to me about one of the islands or somewhere else, where lawyers were going to be fined if they adjourn cases too many times. But out here, lawyers just lazy. I will almost use the MF word, lazy, and bleed money out of their poor clients, just adjourning cases. People die pursuing. Belinda Joseph died with so many cases pending of people who had assaulted her. Maybe if they're taking care of those cases, she would not have died. And so many others I can name, Jim. You've forgotten. I'm putting it to you, because I am checking them out, and I had forgotten it. You've forgotten half the number of people who were killed in this country, including foreigners, unresolved.
Yes, we have.
Unresolved. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for calling, Rick. Let me turn my attention to this politician. Never expected him to speak Creole, but this is what he did, or attempted to do, during the rally of the United Workers' Party on Sunday.
Yodi, Fede avec Chasne, passant par les Creole. I swear, Mercadillo, yo, fini, ako, yo, fini mradu. Yo prenez! Bon prenez! Yo dit, Fede avec Chasne, passant par les Creole. I swear! Mercadillo! Yo fini! Yo fini ako! Yo, fini mradu. Yo, prenez. Bon, prenez.
Just heard there from the second deputy political leader of the opposition, UWP, and he's a senator as well, and the UWP candidate for Ansoray Canaries, Dominic Fede. The NewsSpin question of the day, it reads, why does the turnout at a political rally matter? Why does the turnout at a political rally matter? The NewsSpin question of the day. And now the NewsSpin news of the day. It reads, Trump weighs strikes targeting cartels inside Venezuela, part of wider pressure campaign on Maduro, sources say. Trump weighs strikes targeting cartels inside Venezuela, part of wider pressure campaign on Maduro, according to sources. That's the NewsSpin news of the day. That's the broadcast. Thank you so much for watching and listening to another edition of the world's most monitored talk show. Don't forget to like the video on our YouTube channel, share as well, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and click the notification bell. Goodbye and see you next time.